In this workshop, we are going to simulate welding on two cylindrical parts. The laser moves peripherally at the junction of two semi-cylindrical pieces. If we consider the coordinate system in this place, the starting point of welding is in the coordinates shown here. Both parts have the same mechanical properties and are temperature dependent. In addition to temperature analysis, our goal in this workshop is stress analysis. Hence, the temperature-dependent material properties will be defined in the property module. The step is coupled, and we use the implicit solver. The sum of the length of the two cylinders is 120 millimeters, but we model half of each cylinder to reduce computational costs. Therefore, we define the symmetry boundary condition in the Z direction at the two end edges of the two half cylinders. In addition, the two side edges of the cylinders are prevented from moving in the X, Y, and Z directions. The amount of heat that the laser produces when moving is equal to 2,300 joules. The geometric characteristics of the parts are specified here. The following formula obtains the heat generated in welding. A moving volumetric heat source has been considered for modeling of a welding arc based on the double ellipsoidal distribution proposed by Goldock. Related graph for this model is presented here, and you can find more information in this article. Now we want to explain how to write a subroutine for this workshop. First, like other subroutines, the subroutine interface must be copied from the documentation and pasted at the beginning of the subroutine. In the first and second lines, the subroutine's name and the input and outputs are specified. In the fourth line, we specify which solver we want to use. Here, we use the implicit solver. In the next line, the number of components in the flux, time, and quartz vectors are specified. In the eighth line, it is specified that our surface name is of character type and not a number. Lines 12 to 14 defines input values of the formula for the heat generated by the laser. In lines 16 and 17, the angular velocity and theta values are determined respectively. The following three lines define the location coordinates of the laser. Note that the location of the laser in the Z direction is constant. In the next lines, the X and Y coordinates of each element are determined in relation to the location of the laser, the formulas of which are in accordance with the presentation section. The formula for calculating the heat generated by the laser is then defined here. As you can see, arc location coordinate can be determined based on the X and Y equation in line 20 and 21, and Z coordinate is constant. The formula for calculating the heat generated by the laser is then defined here. We create a 3D deformable solid extrusion part for the cylinder. On the XY plane, we sketch the model and extrude it in the Z direction. Consider that we use temperature-dependent data for all properties in the property module. Because we also have radiation in this workshop, we have to specify absolute zero temperature and Stefan Boltzmann constant in the edit model attributes window. This determines what our reference temperature unit is. After that, we create a section and assign it to the model. In the assembly module, import the part twice and put them next to each other, as you can see. Do partitioning at a certain distance from the edge of both pieces to apply the laser motion and the resulting heat in a specific direction. Note that the type of heat is body flux. This distance is equal to 0.5 millimeters. Create a coupled temp displacement step in the step module. Because we have nonlinear situations such as plasticity, latent heat of melting, and etc., nonlinear geometry must be activated. We have two steps. In one of them, we have laser welding operations and its resultant heat, and at the same time, we have convection and radiation. In the load module, we create a body heat flux load. Select the distribution of the user-defined type in the opened window and enter the magnitude 1. In the mesh module, in the element type window, we must select a family of coupled temperature displacement type. We check the reduced integration option to have less computational cost. Select the element library of the standard type and the geometric order of the linear type, which means that we don't have extra node between the nodes at the both end of the element. The name of our element is written here. C means continuum, 3D points 3D stress, 8 means 8 nodes. R means reduced integration point, and T indicates the thermal degree of freedom. Note that we have created more elements in the weld joint to get more accurate results. We did this via the seed edge tool. On this edge, I specified 4 edge seed. Finally, we have created and submitted a job, and here its result is available. We want to see the results for step 1. All parameters specified in the field output manager, including displacement, yield stress, frictional shear stress, plastic strain, reaction forces, the temperature can be seen here. To view the temperature changes in the element during the analysis, select the temp option and click on the Animate Time History option. As we can see, the laser movement and temperature changes are evident. In the cooling step, the temperature is distributed among the other elements. You can also see the contact between the two pieces here. This contact is created due to the expansion of pieces due to the heat of the laser arc. You can see the displacement of the piece here as well. You can also see the primary and secondary positions as well here. It is the initial model with lower opacity. And it is the model position changes after analysis with higher opacity. So now we are able to simulate laser welding and see the results. I hope you enjoyed this workshop.